Hello, friends, and welcome to the 20th episode of the Squad Pod, where we love to talk about all our favorite battle royales and multiplayer games. I'm Maddock Jr., and hot dropping into this week's podcast, we have the gangsta extraordinaire, Kevin A6.
Gangsta
How you doing, Kevin?
extraordinaire. What's up with that, huh? Yeah, you see my
'Cause
moves? I'm a gangster. You know what I'm saying?
You're playing Yakuza, isn't Yakuza a gangster game?
Oh, I guess, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I mean, mafia. Japanese mafia, yeah. They're more organized than gangsters, in my opinion.
Okay. Mafias are more organized than gangsters. Got it.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind for when I start my illegal organization.
Whoa! Things up.
And finally, rounding out the squad for this week, sometimes he goes by Craven Moorhead, and sometimes he goes by Washburn. How you doing, Washburn?
What's up, dude? Yeah. I mean, anyone can be Craven Moorhead. Craven Moorhead's a state of mind.
Anyone can wear the mask. Like what we
Anyone
said.
can wear the mask.
Maybe
It's
next
true.
time we'll see another Craven Moorhead. Who knows?
You never know. This week, we'll be talking a little bit about Apex Legends, Yakuza Zero, Dirt 5, and ranking Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Battle Royale, Warzone.
Could be last, but last place.
It's going to be last place. I'm coming to you live from the Warzone right now, in case you couldn't tell if you're listening to this in the audio format. But you can catch the exciting video on Snowbike Mike Gaming on YouTube.com. All right, let's start out with a little Yakuza Zero, Kevin.
Oh,
what you thinking so far?
Yakuza Zero, man.
Yeah,
This game, it's fun. I like it. So much to do in that world. I guess what I just finished the first chapter and I'm in the second chapter, so I'm pretty early on. But it's the story to it. I thought it would have been like, I don't know, something kind of boring, not that interesting. But it grabbed me. It grabbed me pretty like early on what's going on. This is betrayal. I don't know if I should trust these people. You got people cutting their fingers off, which is crazy. I'm loving it.
That's how you get stuff done, Kevin. You cut people's fingers off.
I mean, they cut their own fingers off, and I was like, wow, that's what they do in the Yakuza. It's crazy.
That's hardcore, bro.
It's fun, but it's really fun. The cutscenes are really long, though. It's longer than I expected, and they do something really weird in those cutscenes, where they give you like a cinematic cutscene, but then like afterwards, like after that cutscene's over, it turns into like a cinematic type of slideshow cutscene where like you just see their face in the cinematic look, but they're not really talking, but there's like text bubbles talking for them, and it's weird. And then after that, they give you the cutscene, like the in-game cutscene, where there's the text box below and then talking too. So it's like, it's weird how they do all this. I don't know. I guess I'm just getting used to it. It throws me off all the time when it switches like back to the other.
Are we talking like 10-minute cutscenes or what?
Oh, dude, they're like maybe like 30 minutes.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
it's like Metal Gear Solid Guns of the Patriots, where the cutscenes were like longer than the game practically was.
Yeah, but at least in that one, that was like a movie you were watching. This is like maybe
Yeah.
This one, every time I get a cutscene, I felt like I was watching an episode of Yakuza. They weren't too long, but they were long enough to me to where I was just put down my controller because I knew I was gonna play for like half an hour.
So, Kevin, what has you like getting real into this? Is it like the mini games? Is it the story? What is it?
I think it's everything. I like the fighting in it. It's pretty simple. It's like button mash type of fighting where it just
Like punch kick type of fighting?
Yeah. You can do like little bit combos, but it's not giving you like the combo sign of saying, "Oh, you're doing a 20 hit combo," stuff like that. You're just punching them. So that's pretty fun. And you're pretty much in that game. You're fighting a lot because when you walk around the city, you just see random like hooligans, or what do they call them, thugs, or different types of people who are like, they see you and they're like, "Oh, look, it's him," and they just come up to you and want to fight you for some reason. And I'm like, "All right, I guess I'm gonna fight and kick their asses." But yeah, you're finding quite a bit. You can avoid it, but most of the time I just don't want to avoid it. I just want to fight them.
Is the fighting all just like beat 'em up?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just
no like shooting or anything?
No, you can pick up items. Like you can pick up the funny one.
Baseball bats.
Yeah, whatever you see on the ground. But the one I always use because it's always around. I pick up a bike and use it to smack some people around. It's pretty
That's
fun.
ridiculous.
You can use a traffic cone to beat people up too. Yeah, it's fun. I like it. And then I do the fights too because you get money from it. Every time you beat people up, they drop money. I guess so you get that from them.
What can you buy with the money?
From what I noticed, you can buy like items like health items. You also need money to upgrade your abilities, which is interesting.
Oh, okay.
So there's no like skill points or anything like that. It's just money. Everything you have to buy with is money. So,
cool.
That's cool. I like the fighting. The cutscenes and the story is really interesting to me. You're in the Yakuza. Someone's kind of framing you, so you have to leave the Yakuza because you don't want to put your boss at risk. So you're trying to figure out who's setting you up, who killed the guy, who that framed you, and this and that. So it's got me hooked in.
Nice.
I want to see like there's a lot of other people you're gonna meet from what I've seen from like people streaming these games. So I can't wait to meet these other people.
Nice. And I've heard that mini games are a large portion of this game. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't done many of the mini games. So far, I've done karaoke. I like karaoke a lot.
Nice.
So that's really fun, just doing karaoke and singing songs.
What is like the inputs for karaoke? Are you just like pressing buttons to a time, or?
Yeah, it's like a rhythm game. It's the
Okay.
A, B, X, and Y for me. So I'm playing on Xbox. It's on Game Pass. So yeah, that's what you do. You just wait for the buttons to come up and you press it. Kind of like pretty much like any rhythm game, like Guitar Hero and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Do you use the paddles?
No, because I would get confused. I'm not ready for the paddles yet for that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you got that karaoke. You got you can go to the arcade and play games like the Sega games they've ever made before. So that's fun. That's more of just a game and another game. What else have I done for mini games? I don't know if you count this as a mini game, but there's one where you go to this guy at the parking lot and he's like, "Oh, do this for me. You gotta make money for me by challenging people that can't saying that they can't hit you. So you have to do like a minute and without getting hit, and then you get money from that. I guess you count that as a minute. Other than that, man, what else is there? I haven't done much because I'm still early on. But I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Nice. Sounds pretty entertaining, to say the least. Do you feel like that this is your first Yakuza game? Do you feel like this is a good one to hop into?
Everyone says yes, it's a good one, and I just did it because might as well. Because I wanted to hop in the very first one they made, but everyone, from what I was looking up in the internet, everyone just says just start with Zero. Just start like with the prequel. That way you get to meet everyone and you know the backstory of everything that's going on. So I was like, I might as well. I'll just do that since it's on Game Pass. Might as well start from there. So it's
nice.
It's yeah, I like it. It's pretty easy to learn. It's not too hard.
Cool.
What do you guys think about it? You guys ever want to try it out?
I just feel like I would be so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just seems like it's so long and you could spend over 150 hours in it, and I'm just I have what I like to call game ADHD, where like I'm constantly just jumping back and forth, and I have a really hard time with those super long games. So maybe if we ever do hit a lull where there's just absolutely nothing else going on, I might give it a shot. But yeah, right now
it's tough.
There's too much on the horizon and coming out right now. So
yeah, I don't know why I started this too, but I started it anyway, so I'm having fun with it. So it's too late for me.
I mean, if it's on Game Pass, I'd probably give it a try at some point if I was just feeling the urge. But I also have the game ADHD, I would say. So
yes,
that's why I'm so excited for quick resume on the on the Xbox Series.
Yeah, And I want that. I want to do quick resume on this game especially because sometimes I want to like jump into another game after watching a long cutscene and then doing this. Usually the same thing. What I do is just run around and beat people up. But it does take a while to load up, and sometimes you don't get the save points, so they make you play a little bit. Like they give you a linear like path to go to, so they give you that, and then they make you go through another cutscene. So that's another tough thing about that game too. So that's why I want to. This would be a great game for quick resume.
For sure. I feel like long story games are good for that because then you can like jump into like a racing game or a multiplayer game and then come back to it and it's still there.
Yeah, can't wait for it. Man, can't wait. Action's close by.
Speaking of racing games, Washburn and I have played a little bit of Dirt 5 so far. Washburn, what you thinking so far?
I really like it. Yeah. For me, racing games are about the act of racing. And so that's why when people ask me, Washburn, do you like motorsport or Horizon? My answer is usually motorsport because I just want to go around the track. And in Horizon, all I do in the open world is drive to the next race anyway. So I like this game because it is just racing. There is no open world. You go into the career mode. There's a list of things to do. You click on it and you're in a race. And I love that about it. And it's fast. So I'm playing it on the Xbox One X. We'll have it on smart delivery later this week, which is cool.
Very excited.
But even on the X, it's fast. Like you pop in and you click on the race. It doesn't take too long to load. Restarts are instant. I was playing and Mike was asking me, Washburn, what happens when you restart a race? And it's like, oh, you click restart and it's there. Like,
yeah,
there is no loading that goes into that. It just takes you straight back and you restart the race, which is really cool because there is no rewind in this. And so you're restarting a lot. At least because I'm not very good at it. But
the difficulty curve on this game though does allow you to like get back into it. I have noticed. So like if you like forget the thing starting because you weren't paying attention while it loads and you hit the gas, you will catch up to people.
Yeah, and nice. I don't think there's a lot of rubber banding. There is some, but it's not enough that it like pisses me off like it did in the Crew, where it doesn't matter how fast or far ahead you are, they're always going to catch up to you. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm enjoying it, man. It's pretty. There are two modes. I'm playing it on the performance mode so that it's a pretty constant 60 frames. So yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it, man. Having a lot of fun. And I can't wait to play it again on Tuesday when I hopefully have the Series X and get it on smart delivery. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, I've been having a good time with it so far. The racing feels really good. There's certain cars that are really difficult to control, but other than those two like race series that I've run into, all the cars have felt super good. And yeah, like if I get out ahead and I like try and like hit the apex of every turn like you would in like an F1 game, you can stay out ahead by like a good margin, which is nice. And I definitely have like fallen back, especially in those those cars that are harder to race in. I have fallen back. You can kind of get back into it.
Yeah.
But I've definitely restarted a few races as well because you're just like, you don't even technically need to get first or even second, as far as I can tell. It's kind of like you're trying to get the stamps for each race.
Is that what? So like, yeah, I was going to ask you. I don't know what the objectives do. I feel like some races I get them all, some races I don't. But if I finish first, I get 3 stars anyway.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that if you get they're like stamps, I guess. So if you get all 3 of them, it like helps unlock like towards the end of each section. It helps unlock like the last set of races, basically. So there's like it's kind of like divided into chapters, I guess. And the last set of races in like a 6 race series or whatever, which has probably like 10 to 12 races in it, because they kind of do like, oh, if you win this one, you can go to one of these 2 races, and if you win this one, you can go to one of these 3 races or whatever. So technically you can just shoot through, I think, and just do like whichever one you want and go to the next level. I've just been like doing every single one along the way. But that's just kind of my preference.
Yeah, I do them all. Yeah, there's no reason to just skip them.
And you get money because you got to buy cars.
And something that I really like is that it does feel generous with the rewards. So like I'm already at a point where I could probably buy a sweet car if I wanted to. I've probably only played it for about 2 hours. So I like that. I don't feel like I need to go spend real money. I don't even know if that's an option in this game.
I don't think it is.
Something else though is, and I don't know if we touched on it last week or today, but that playground mode.
Yeah, very cool.
Which is, I think, probably the marquee feature here in this game. You go in and you can sort. It's like Halo 5 Forge, or you know what I mean. You go in and you create a racetrack. You set your checkpoints. It's pretty simple to grasp and understand. And
did you try building one yet?
I messed around with it a little bit last night.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, you know, you can snap or turn off the snap and be as simple or finesse as you want with it. It reminded me a lot of the PGA Tour Course Creator, where you know you get some options, but really, what it reminds me more of than anything is Forge. It's like Halo 5 Forge, and not just in the creation tools, but also in the fact that you can go and browse other players' creations, and you know people are getting wild already. We did this X Games one.
Yep,
it just says like X Games 2020, and what I loved about doing that is after I finished it, it puts up the leaderboard with the times, because they're all time trials.
Yeah,
and it puts up the leaderboards with the times, and you can just press Y to filter by friends, so I can see your times and Mike's times compared to mine.
Oh, nice.
So if we ever, you know, like are just sitting around and looking in the Course Creator, we could all play it separately, but compare our time. So there is that competitive aspect to it. So yeah, it does feel good to play. It's pretty, and it's just a good racing game. That's really what it boils down to. It's just a good game.
Yeah, Codemasters knows how to make racing games, that's for sure. And I was listening to like a dev interview about Dirt 5, and they actually use the same engine for this as they do for F1, and they're just like, we made a physics engine. It doesn't matter whether you're trying to go for a simulation style racing game or a arcade racing game, you can use the same engine. So that's kind of nice, because you know they're gonna work on that like pretty consistently, since they produce like a decent amount of racing games.
And they used parts of the engine from Onrush too in this one. And it's sort of just like they've tweaked it and messed around with it in the ways they needed to make it feel right for, you know, the genre being dirt racing, because that's what this is. And like you said, Maddock, there are only like 2 or 3 series I've run into so far that really challenge me, but I like that about it. I don't want to just finish first in every race like I do in Forza. You know, in Forza, I want to go in and I want to dominate, you know, and in this game, I do sort of appreciate, because the restart is so fast, I do sort of appreciate the challenge that it brings, and sort of trying to do it over and over again until you get it right. And something I like about a lot of the built-in courses is the fact that there are a lot of sections that are multiple routes. So like you'll hit a fork in the road, and then the track will split off in 2. One side goes this way. They eventually end up meeting again, you know, in the same section and on the same track. But like doing the restart and being like, okay, this time I'm going to go right at the fork instead of left, because every time I go left, I keep hitting this specific rock, and it's really screwing me up. You know what I mean? So I'm really enjoying it, man. And it's like Watch Dogs. I'm sort of excited to have another game in the catalog for Tuesday. When that Series X hopefully does arrive, that I can just put on the internal and get the smart delivery. So yeah, it's a good one. I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a racer.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And the only thing that actually surprised me was that they didn't include like a regular rally style game mode. I think they were just going for like more of the arcade, more of the fun. And I mean, I think it would be nice to like break it up, but they also had a level where you were basically rock crawling through like a kind of random looking level that was definitely like off-roading. So there's definitely a good variety of races for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I do like those rally style races though, so it's kind of a bummer that those aren't in there. But besides that, the game feels awesome and is a lot of fun. And you don't really miss the rewind feature, which is like the thing that the Dirt series basically invented. I feel like early on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it all has to do with that instant restart.
Yeah,
which is super cool.
And
when it comes to load times, like
the lap races are only like 3 laps also.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't feel like, oh, this is going to be annoying because it's like 8 laps long or whatever.
Right. And so like I'm really excited to see the optimizations for the next gen, because when it comes to load times, I don't feel like this game really needs it. It'll be interesting to see that 120 hertz mode. Because people are saying that's where this one really shines, is when you flip on that 120 hertz mode. But for now, I've got it in performance mode. Yeah, there's some stuff with shadows and some visual things that could be a little bit better in performance mode. But I'm wondering if when I flip it over to 120 hertz, it'll be a lot smoother and that motion will be a lot easier to see and come through. So I'm excited to keep playing it.
I actually felt like the load times were a little bit long, but maybe that was, I don't know.
Maybe I'm just so used to living like this for the past 7 years that I don't notice it anymore, and I won't know until I get it on the Series X and see it for myself. So
for sure. All right, the other game that we hopped into a little bit this week was we went back to Apex Legends because there's a new season, a new map, crossplay. It's on Steam. It's like wild out here. They went finally a year and a half or 2 years after launch, a year and a half after launch, I guess, got crossplay, which is awesome. I definitely think it needed it because I've throughout the time playing Apex, I've queued randomly every once in a while, and you're like, ooh, this is a little bit of a wait to get all the players in on PC. I think it was definitely more popular on Xbox overall, but it's pretty exciting. Kevin, what have you been thinking of the new map, new season so far?
So colorful. So many colors now. It doesn't look dull like before, which I didn't really mind too much, but I guess people didn't like the maps, because there wasn't much color to them. But yeah, this one it's really bright, and I think it's too much for me, dude. I want to go back to the dull.
I think it's gorgeous. I think that they did a killer job on just the overall tone and design of it.
Yeah, I just need to get used to it.
Yeah, speaking of aesthetically, I love what they did. Because Kevin, I'm the opposite of you. Like, I can't stand Kings Canyon. It's just brown and it's just so boring to look at it. I love what they did here with the bright greens and the sort of those blue grays with the space stuff. That bubble specifically, I think is really cool. There's even a section with like a bunch of orange and red trees that are really stark, and I'm really, really impressed with what they did with the style. It's such a shift. And I loved the map before this one too.
World's Edge.
World's Edge, yeah. So like going from Kings Canyon to World's Edge, that's probably when I played the most Apex, is right when World's Edge came out. Because I was like, oh, finally a map that I can look at that's not just brown and boring, So yeah, just aesthetically, I love what they did.
Yeah, I also can't tell if this map is bigger, the same size, or smaller than the other ones. To me, it feels like it's smaller. I don't know why.
I feel like it's close to the same size as World's Edge, but I'm not really sure. I think it's probably bigger than Kings Canyon.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just can't tell. I don't know. I guess it's the round shape that makes me think it's smaller for some reason. I don't know.
That is a possibility as well. I saying Kings Canyon has no color is like insulting to how little color Verdansk has in Warzone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we're comparing it to like just Apex, but yeah, for Dance
you,
it's gold.
you know what I mean, though.
But I actually
It's
like
yeah,
Warzone. That's the thing. So like
yeah, I know.
I didn't touch gameplay at all because I can't stand Apex. I don't like. I'm just being honest. I can't play that game.
Mm.
I'd never have fun with it. I get in and I feel like it takes me 15 minutes to kill a guy. The guns the loot is just so sparse. I just never have fun playing Apex. So, but that's why I didn't touch that. You know what I mean? I did jump in and try the new map, and yeah, first thoughts just looking at it is like, wow, this looks really cool. I really like what they did with the map itself. I think they did a really killer job.
Yeah, the variety so far seems pretty good, and I'm like, I don't know which way I'm going, but I'm running this way. It's interesting, and it's up in the air, so you can jump off the map in a lot of different places. It's not just the edge.
I'm kind of sad that I used to be pretty decent at this game, like I am with Warzone. But
Same.
When we went back, I was like, man, I don't know how to play this anymore. And I was really sad. I was like, man, I really suck. I'm not even having fun anymore. Dang.
Yeah, dude. That was me, Kevin. It's like people are shredding me, dude.
Yeah.
But it's just like, what gun do you have? How do you have it?
Yeah.
Like where did you land that there was this gun that's so good? Because everywhere, and Maddock, we were playing and we were not landing it like in the middle of nowhere. We were always landing at like spots, you know.
Yeah.
But man, I have such a hard time finding like an R301 or a G7 or you know what I mean? It's just like, where do I find the guns? You know, where are they at? And then where are all the attachments? It's just so hard to get kitted, I feel like.
I mean, that's how it was before, but at least before I was able to like do with what I had, like whatever I picked up. I was like, all right, I can work with this. I can work with this Spitfire and Scout rifle because I am pretty decent. I know how to use these guns and when to use them. But yeah, when we went back, I was like, man, I don't remember how to use any of these guns anymore.
Yeah, I think Apex would benefit from a loadout system, but that's just me.
I think that Apex, the loot is sparse and it's kind of weird how it's laid out. And like you go into a building and it'll be like, oh, there's 2 guns in here. And if you go into a building in Warzone, there's like 5 guns per house.
Yeah.
And like, the other thing, Kevin, I think with us being worse at it than we used to be is the amount of changes that they've made since the last time we played a significant amount of this game is pretty large.
Yeah.
In terms of shields and how everything works and meta changes. We probably skipped like 4 meta changes.
Yeah. I can see that. And then we're just going back to our old loot that we thought was good back then and probably isn't good anymore, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we gotta keep up with what people think is the meta and stuff. Actually, I don't know. I never went with the meta anyways, so I always go with the R301 and whatever the second I'll pick up, yeah. Yeah,
I usually rock I tend to do the best if I rock another assault rifle or another thing of a different different ammo type. But like there was 2 games that I did pretty decent with. I was queuing with randoms, and the randoms in both of the games I did decent with got 1 or 0 kills and then left before I could respawn them back in, of course, which is unfortunate. And like a thing that happens constantly in Apex. But yeah, I was rocking an R301 and the Prowler that was in one of the kits when I got the 7 kill game, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think the reason, maybe this map specifically, but like when I was playing on World's Edge a whole lot, I felt like I was getting good loot at a decent rate. Like it wasn't that hard for me to find stuff that I enjoyed using, you know? But I think you're right, Matt. Like they have added and taken away specific elements that have really made it difficult for me to just jump back in on a new map with certain guns like the L-Star or the Sentinel, where it's just like, I have no idea what these weapons do. Why can I charge this sniper rifle up with my shield canisters? Why does this L-Star have an unlimited clip? I don't know what a lot of these weapons even do or how good they are, or how practical they are. So It's just like, give me an R301 and let me be, you know. So yeah, I mean, I feel like if I really gave it time and gave it a fair shake, I would end up enjoying it a whole lot because it is a sound game. But other, just jumping back into it, man, it's tough. It's tough for me.
It definitely takes a few games before I feel like I'm comfortable with it again, and then sometimes we still just get run over right as we land.
Yeah. It's tough. Yeah, but yeah, like you said, like I do want to, like, I don't know, I feel like I want to keep trying to keep getting better at this game too. But then, man, we got Warzone over there that we can play as well, and man, I just had that nice 19 kill game and we won. It felt really awesome. And then in Apex, I don't get that many kills, but I don't know. That goes to like Matt Washburn saying like it does take a long time to kill someone in Apex than Warzone. So
it takes a long time, but it also the amount of people is 60 to 150 in terms of people on the map, Kevin. Yeah. So scaling for that is a little weird. And I honestly, on all of these maps, I've always felt they could add another 20 people easy, or like make it quads and make it 100. I don't know. Like there's on every map that if you land at a certain location, you're going to be sometimes you're going to be the only team there. And if they made it a little bit more crowded, it might get a little more interesting, or we might just get run over more. Who knows?
Yeah. Go for it.
Go ahead. No, I don't even. No. I was just gonna say, with Warzone getting such a massive shift coming in, I don't know how much I'm gonna.
Yeah.
How much effort I'm gonna put into this one. If you look, 2 weeks in the future, what could happen with Warzone? But I'm like Kevin, where it's like I do want to give it a fair shot, and try to be better at it. But at the same time, it's just like, man, getting stomped on it's demoralizing, dude. Like when you just land and Apex is a game where every time we get stomped on, it's because it's three people who are totally in sync. And coming from Warzone, where you can a lot of the time
1v3
sort of just run off. Yeah, like kind of just run off and do your own thing and come back to the team without really even getting into an engagement or getting into a small one and just sort of retreating. Apex is not like that. If you run off, by yourself away from your teammates and you run into a 3-stack, it's over for you because they're going to hunt you down because they're working together and they're saying this guy's alone and we're just going to go get that easy kill. Yeah. So that's the difference. But if we wanted to go full sweat mode in Apex, I feel like, we could maybe make something happen. I don't know.
We could probably get ranked gold by the end of a certain season if we tried real hard. But the problem with trying real hard is I don't have as much fun trying real hard. You know what I'm saying?
We're also going back and forth between two like completely different games, like Warzone and Apex.
Agree.
So it's gonna be hard, like, to even adjust to having that rotation going along. So
I think one of the things that always draws me, which I'm sure we'll get into more in a second when we rank Warzone, one of the things that always draws me to Warzone is like the amount of comedy that can occur within that game is so much higher than Apex.
Yes.
With the vehicles and running helicopters into people. That's and true, yeah. Just like despite spiting one person on the map, just throwing your body at them, being like, oh, you just picked up your loadout, I'm gonna kill you even though I'm probably gonna die after this. It's just like funny to like attempt to go for assassinations and stuff.
It's fun. I mean, they added vehicles in Apex.
Yeah,
and I like them. I really like them.
Oh, you do? I don't like them. I
think
it's pointless. I don't know about you guys.
They're interesting.
Probably good for a rotation, but it doesn't seem useful past that, and it's kind of easy to shoot people that are in it, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a transportation mechanism. You know what I mean? They're not there to drive into firefights with.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't even kill people with it, too. You just bop them out of the way, and that's it.
Yeah. Kevin, I think you're the only one that played the new character. What did you think of her? Horizon. Is her name?
I only played like a couple games with her, but I still need to play a little bit more. Because what does she do? brings in.
She has the black hole.
Yeah, that's ultimate, right?
Yeah, that's the ultimate.
Her usual, her like regular
Her
ability.
tactical is that little jump jet thing that like shoots you straight up, and you can just hover or you can jump out of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's all right. And like I said, I only played it a couple times with her, so I want to get used to see like what she like if I'm able to use her abilities at the right time. It's maybe I don't know.
It seems like there's big potential for the black hole thing.
Yeah, where you can like gather all the 3 like teammates into one. That way you can just shoot them down. So, yeah, I didn't, when I was using it, I didn't use it at the right time because I was still getting used to it and didn't figure out like how far did they have to be to get sucked into the black hole and this and that. So I need to figure that out. Other than that, she seems all right. But I never tried the other chick with the turret, so I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't either. Mike was always that character.
Yeah, I couldn't really compare if she was better than that chick or not, but because
I got lasered by that gun, the turret. I was like, oh damn, that seems broken, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just bad.
That's her ultimate, right? Bringing that out.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's all right. I'm still sticking to Octane. Octane's my boy.
Octane's good. I like Octane a lot.
He's funny. Nobody can choose him but me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I still get to use his jump pads, which is exciting to no end.
That will jump on that. Ooh.
Yeah,
and I'm just
adding the double jump was cool.
Yeah, I'm always gonna be Pathfinder, so you know, yeah.
Quick getaways.
If I had Loba unlocked, I would have been Loba, but on PC I have literally only the base characters, so I was being Lifeline, and her drone can now pick up one person by itself and you can still fight, and that seems very advantageous.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. I don't know.
But yeah.
Fun.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm fine with it. It's just like it caters to my play style, I guess, like trying to get someone up and also, you know, provide a little cover while I try and fight the other team as they come in.
It becomes really useful after a while.
I think I'll play a little bit of this more frequently with this new map, but we'll see. Honestly, Warzone's getting an update on Friday with all of the guns from Cold War. So,
so it's coming in on Friday.
Yeah, apparently that's what Charlie Intel said, because there's like an announcement on when you open the game now in the like, you know how it like pops up like, oh, you can buy this in the store and whatnot. It said November 13th, all the guns are getting added.
Oh, I thought they were doing that like later
in December.
Yeah, when they integrate.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Huh.
Yeah,
interesting. I wonder how that's gonna play out. Well, we'll get to that later.
We can get to that later. Also, they announced that what was it? Oh, there's on this week there's like a 33 gigabyte update for Warzone to, you know, add to the file size of the beautiful game.
33 gigs. I don't have that.
Well, I mean, it's probably all the guns and stuff. I mean, it probably is like a 33 gigabyte download. But probably doesn't make it 33 gigabytes bigger, you know.
That's a lot.
I know, Kevin. We'll see. We'll see if it takes up my entire Series S.
Yeah, it's true.
One game console.
Damn.
It's fine. I just play on my PC anyway. Speaking of Warzone, let's get into ranking this thing. I guess let's just like start at the beginning, you know? Back in February, we were all in a world where there was no COVID. We were like, wow. We were like, wow. Call of Duty, where is your battle royale? And then they were like, bam, here it is. And we were like, whoa. And then we got hyper addicted to it for 6 out of the last 8 months.
I thought I was gonna suck when it first announced it. I was like, I don't think it's gonna be good as Apex, you know. I thought it was gonna be crap. Here we are, still playing it.
It is the reason that this podcast exists, actually, though.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think the big things that they brought to the table, let's just get the big things out of the way, right? They brought buying people back, a monetary system for getting UAVs and such, and your loadouts. And I think those are probably the three big things. The fact that you can come back infinitely is delightful. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It keeps you engaged.
Yeah.
It's definitely the best thing in any battle royale, probably.
Yeah.
That's what keeps us playing. If it was one and done, like I don't know if we would play this much, but we have played a ton of this game.
Yeah. So earlier you were talking about Apex and like how being in Call of Duty Warzone provides there's so many more opportunities for shenanigans, right? And I think the gulag and being able to be bought back is what makes that possible. Because I mean, you can just go and do whatever you want to do, and people are gonna buy you back, or you might get a chance in the gulag. So yeah, I love that feature.
I love that this game came out and then we were all stuck indoors and it was just an endless source of entertainment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I will say overall, I wouldn't say that they've had the best season to season excitement or additions or anything like that, but they've kept it interesting enough for the most part to keep us coming back for more, because there's nothing quite like, you know, playing quads with your friends, which took a couple of months to come out or whatever, one or two, I think. Playing quads with your friends and getting that win at the end of the day.
Yep.
That quads addition was a big deal. Yeah, before there was just
trios.
Trios, yeah, it was me and Mike and Tagato. So that was the trios we would always run, and we would like pick one of you guys too in case Tagato or I couldn't do it. So it was like kind of frustrating for us to go with. And then we added quads and made it a lot easier to just have a squad and roll with them the whole time until they replaced that into like a different quad game that we.
Yeah, there was moments where they replaced the quads with something terrible, which was unfortunate. But for the most part, including you know what? I'm surprised hasn't happened. They brought the temporary 200 person mode in, and that hasn't ever come back or like been like the standard. They just went back to 150 and like left it at that.
Oh, really?
Because like
I thought they kept it in. I didn't know they actually took it out.
Yeah, I think it's back at 150. The 200 mode was like 3 weeks or 2 weeks or something like that. And the servers ran surprisingly well for 200 players, and it didn't. I felt like it didn't change the game a ton to where it was like, oh, now we can't survive when we land or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
We would just like get to the end of games that we won, and we'd look at our scores, and it would be like everyone would be a few kills higher.
Yeah, that was a good thing about it. Did it run well? I could have sworn kind of like wasn't it a bit laggy?
Early on, the game was laggy in general, I would say.
Yeah. That's why they took it
for the
out.
first couple of months. I think maybe like early game, the 200 mode would be a little laggy, but overall it like ran decently well.
Mm-hmm.
They've added solos, duos, which is delightful, and
try hard as hell, dude. Whoa, dude. When you get
try
into
hard
those
as hell.
games, man, people are campy. People are not even moving as much. You got to be really like playing along with the audio, or else you won't hear people coming from behind and they just shoot you down. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's scary.
Duos is especially bad.
Yeah, duos can get really sweaty too. It's tough. Trios and quads are like the sweet spot, I think.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where I've like stopped playing duos for the most part. Early on, I was playing duos and we'd like get wins and stuff, and it wouldn't be that hard because everyone was playing the same way they were playing trios and quads. And then everyone decided that like, oh, duos, we're just gonna be little campy guys and inside all the buildings, and you like run into a building because you're like moving into the zone and you just get shot in the back. Like what? What?
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's very tough. And then like other limited modes have been very good. The Armored Royale, the Zombie Royale, and
Juggernaut
the
Royale.
Juggernaut Royale, we have had a hilarious time with all three of those. I wish we had played the Armored Royale a little bit more because I think that would have been pretty hilarious.
Yeah,
But
that was a lot of
we
fun.
only got like one night into that.
What else did they had? Mini Royale, which is like quicker, fast paced battle royale.
Mhm.
What else did they have? I can't remember what else they have.
And one of the things that I think has contributed to this game's success and our interest in it is like things don't stay exactly the same with the guns. Like every season you get 2 new guns, or I guess 2 new guns right at the start and a third one added in later.
Yeah.
And like it's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And it mixes it up. You can give something else a try that you haven't tried before. Right now, I guess people are big into using shotguns. I've never been one of those, but using shotguns, using sniper rifles, assault rifles, SMGs, like they've balanced it well enough that, especially right now, it doesn't seem like there's any one standout gun that's better than any other, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah. I think right now is probably where the game's in the best state it's ever been on the balancing side of things. Because there was that, it felt like months where the growl was just if you weren't running a growl, you were gonna die. And then there was about a month after that where the Bruin was that weapon. So yeah, I'm really pleased with where the game is right now, where it feels sort of like you could go in with anything and be successful.
And I think one of the biggest changes overall to the battle royale genre that they provided is also the contract system, because it gives you something to do. Because you're not just like standing around.
Yeah,
you're like,
so
I need to go get some money.
Yeah, for me, the reason why Warzone is the best battle royale I've ever played, in my opinion, is because it is what you want it to be, and the contracts make that possible. If you want to go and get sweaty and pick up a bounty and go hunting, you can do that. If you want to just try and do some easier missions like recons or supply runs where you're just sort of running across the map, you can do that. And all of those reward you with money that allow you to get your loadout, that make you feel more confident in going and doing more of those, to where it's just sort of snowballing, and before you know it, you've been from one corner of the map to the other, just doing the contracts. And contracts are the reason this game is so good. I honestly can't imagine it without them. There is no Warzone without these contracts, in my opinion. It's what makes Warzone the best battle royale, because it gives you an opportunity to get out and move. And this game, it's so fast, you know what I mean? And they want to keep you going. And I think that's what the contracts do, is they force you, or not even force you, because you don't have to do them, but they allow you to keep going, and they allow you to keep that momentum up, versus just sort of camping in one spot and hiding in a corner.
Yeah, for sure. I think the thing that also keeps us coming back is that win or lose, you can still have a good time. You don't have to get first place to feel like you've had a good time. You can,
it helps
if you get into the top.
Yeah,
No, it definitely helps. It definitely helps. When we win is like some of the most fun I've had. But also, if you're in the top 10 and it's like a wild situation where the circle's tight and you're trying to just like outmaneuver people, it's a really fun time. And like, yeah, there are some nights, and especially during season 5, for whatever reason, where we would go in, get throttled for, I don't know, 10, 15 games straight and be like, all right, well, we're done with this. And those nights were not particularly fun. But there's also a lot of nights where we don't get a win, and I still have a really good time.
Yeah, but that's just how these games go. There will be a day when something better than Warzone comes out.
Never.
And
Halo.
before this, in this genre, for me, that game was Fortnite. Like, if I was going to play a battle royale, I was going to play Fortnite, because that was the battle royale I knew. I got in at season 2. I played like a madman through about season 4. Stopped playing in seasons like 5 and 6. Came back in season 8. Took off season 9. Came back in season 10. It's just how the battle royale is. Like, there are going to be seasons, for whatever reason, whether it's Timmy and Tommy have really stepped up their game, or maybe a new game came out and there's just not enough time, where we don't play a lot that season. You know what I mean? certainly this next season that won't be the case, because this next season we might see a seismic shift in the meta and possibly a new map.
I hope so.
Like, who the hell knows what they're gonna do? But man, like this one, I feel like is just everything that all the battle royales wanted to be. You know what I mean? Whether it's PUBG or Ring of Elysium or whatever, all of these battle royales, they strive to be something like Warzone is, and I think Warzone really just perfected it, man. I really can't think of anything that can make this game better. I really can't. I feel like they just really, really nailed it.
It'd be interesting later in the future. Yeah. Oh, they got to keep it up. Yeah, and I wonder if there is going to be a game that like kind of takes over the crown and become the king of the battle royale in a way. Because this game is pretty much almost perfect.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and it's fun. So
they have a chance to ruin it right now, though.
With Black Ops, yeah.
I mean, they have a chance to make it just keep going at the pace it's going with, like, everyone still loving it and playing it, and they also have the chance to ruin it. And it's like that fine balance that we shall find out about shortly.
Yeah, like for me, it's the combat, while it is stellar, is not what makes Warzone the best battle royale. It's the elements of it. It's the contracts, it's the gulag, it's the buybacks, it's the loadouts. And you look at Warzone versus everything that came out before it, and you see all of that. And it's intimidating, right? Because it's so much. It's like, oh, what's this? You can make a loadout and bring it in with you. What are all these missions I can go and do? Oh, when I die, now I have a chance to go one-on-one with somebody to just come back. And even if I lose, my teammates can bring me back. Like, this is also crazy. There's it's so much, right? Versus like what an Apex or a Fortnite was going into that time. But after like 3 games, you just get it. You know what I mean? Because the way it's presented is just like, look, all these other battle royales, minus Fortnite, I'm talking like Apex and PUBG, are going to have you in your menus, looking at your guns, looking at your equipment, doing all that. That's their bread and butter, right? That's what those games are. Warzone doesn't, you're never in a menu in this game. It's all about moving. It's all about going from point A to point B. It's all about momentum, and everything they've done with the permanent updates all the way up to now, where they're like zip lines on the sides of buildings, are to keep you going, right? It's to keep you in motion, and that's what makes Warzone so good. And these matches are so long. You know what I mean? The especially when you get to the end of a match, it's like, man, that was like 25 or 30 minutes. We started at hospital. We ran across the map this way. We ran back across the map this way. Like there have been so many times where we've won a game and I'm like, where did we even start? Holy cow. This was the game where we started at Storage Town. Are you kidding me? Like I died early. You brought me back. And then I bought it's crazy. Like, there's just so much that happens in one game, but it never feels overwhelming. And they truly struck a balance that somebody will strike it again, but man, like, it's far and away for me just the best battle royale that there's ever been. And honestly, it's not really even close.
And I wish when you said that, it's crazy where we started in some of these games and where we ended up. I wish at the end of the game they show us like a map showing us our path of where we went, and be like, wow, we went there in this game. That's crazy. That'd be really cool.
And it like shows like the timestamps of when everyone died and then came back.
Oh man, that would
and like how they died. And we would just see Snow White Mike died by helicopter. That'd
be really cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Because there never really like even been heat maps.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe Activision could get a little bit more involved on that side of things, or whoever's gonna take over the reins or keep the reins when Cold War comes out.
I think it's Raven who does a multiplayer.
Yeah. It would be really cool to see them institute like a heat map, or like Kevin said, that would be a great idea, like a trail map. You know what I mean? Like you started here, you ran over here, you came back, and it like maybe along the trail it shows you like you bought this person back at this buy station. Here you bought an armor box. Like those types of things would be really interesting.
How much money you spent as a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool. Can't wait. If they, hopefully they add something like that, and I can't wait to see if they add different things like similar like that. I don't know. Like I don't know what else they can add besides that.
Yeah, I mean, they could always mix up the contracts again, and we're obviously getting a ton of new guns at once, which is going to be insane in terms of figuring out what's the best. And something's going to be broken because you can't add that many games to a gun without something being hella broken.
The question is, how fast will they find it? You know what I mean? Like how fast?
Because they have a lot going on right now, so it might take a while to fix the problems.
It could be their plan just could literally be like, we're going to throw it all at them, and we're going to let them find it for us. Because that's what's going to happen. Like you're going to get these streamers that are going to go and find the most ridiculous broken gun and use it on stream, and then everybody's going to be using it. So, and then they'll just patch it from there, like they did with the Grau or the Bruin. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's going to happen. I'm honestly kind of excited for it to happen because it's going to be such a shift. And I'm excited to see how they bring guns in from another game and maybe even another engine and put it in Warzone and what that looks like. So yeah, it's the gift that keeps on giving. And like Maddox said, it couldn't have come at a better time. In March, right before COVID, it literally came out like it came. Let's see, I was on spring break. Ooh. And yeah, that's when it started. I mean, like that's when COVID started. It came out the week before the world shut down.
Damn, that's crazy.
And the world's been shut down ever since. And we've just played Warzone.
Keep on playing.
Yeah. So yeah, it's awesome, man. Like COVID sucks, no doubt about that. But man, it sort of did give this game the bump and the longevity that it needed. Not even needed, but really helped it just propel it to the level that we may or may not ever see again. I remember we thought we'd never see something in like Fortnite again, and really comparing Warzone to Fortnite's not fair because they're two completely separate things. Fortnite's more of a platform now that does these crazy live events, and Warzone's really only done one of those. But it's we'll see, man. We'll see where they take it in the future, and if they do want to do some crazier stuff to get those crazy number days like Fortnite still manages to have every 6 months. You know what I mean? Every 6 months there's something going on in Fortnite that breaks Twitch. And we'll see if Warzone ever steps up to that level, or if it just sort of maintains this extremely high plateau that it's been on for months.
Big shout out to the fact that they've decided to keep this around for the next game and just integrate the next game into it. And the fact that it's just going to be going forward with, they're not just like tossing it aside like they do every other Call of Duty game, is actually going to be so nice. I'm so excited.
Yeah, they can't. It's too big.
Yeah.
Way too it can make them way too much money.
Yeah, they're making buku bucks off of this thing. I'm sure it's ridiculous. So yeah, they got to keep it around, and it's too good. Like if you're Activision or you're Raven and you're looking at this, it's like, how do you even improve this? You don't really. You carry it with you. You take it with you. You update upon it like they did with Fortnite. And you just keep this train rolling because it's still got so much steam. And going into a new Call of Duty game and seeing what that's going to look like, man, I'm so excited.
Yeah, same. And I mean, what it really comes down to is the pacing of this game is just so incredible as well, in terms of like you get to the end circle and there's still a couple teams alive, whereas you might be like 2 circles out from the end circle in Fortnite or Apex even, and there's like 2 other teams alive, and you're just searching a humongous open space to like find them. And like the fact that you can be at the end of the game and there's 1 to 2 circles left and there's 10 teams depending on what it is, and you have no idea where they are, it's just led to some incredible gameplay and some fantastic endings for us and for everyone else out there.
Yeah, and for viewers, I mean, it's a fun game to watch, man. You, like, even just taking yourself out of it and looking at it from a spectator standpoint, it's they're putting it in CDL. Like there will be professional Warzone that happens in this next season of CDL. So
LA Thieves.
it's a great just esport game as well. So it's really firing on all cylinders, and we'll see how big the prize pools get and how big the numbers get when they pop off with like the world championships with the Warzone. So yeah, super exciting. Even just looking ahead, it's crazy to think that we've had this game now for 8 months. And it's just it continues.
I still feel the urge to hop back in.
Yeah, and it continues to be exciting. When you think about Warzone and the future of it and what they could do with it, and not only the bringing it into a new game, but also the esports opportunities that are going to exist, and the numbers that's going to pull. After 8 months of this game that's just been stellar, it's crazy to even think about and try to wrap your mind around how big this thing is. So, yeah, I love Warzone. I think that's pretty obvious for all of us, and it's just the best battle royale I've ever played, and I can't wait to see where it goes.
You know what's funny about us loving Warzone so much? We almost never touch Plunder.
Yeah, that's true. I've played like 5 Plunder games total, I think.
Like 2 or 3. That's about it.
I don't think I've ever played it. I don't think I've
one.
ever played it.
You really won one?
Yeah. When there was duos Plunders, my friend and I just hopped in because we were bored and tired of the other duos, and we like won it very easily. It was funny.
It's not bad too. Not that bad from what I remember.
There are some people, like, obviously not any of the big Twitch streamers, but there are people in the Kind of Funny community that really like it, and we'll play that instead of the regular Warzone, which I think is insane. But to each their own, and it still provides entertainment. So
yeah, if that's because you respawn right in Plunder,
yeah,
with your loadout every time.
Yeah, if that's how you want to play it, that's fine. Play it however you want to play it. I like the regular mode. I'm sure Plunder would be a lot of fun too if it's just constant mayhem and you're stacking up kills. So whatever you want to do.
For sure. Any final thoughts on Call of Duty there, Kevin?
Man, the game sucks sometimes.
I mean, it does. I won't disagree with that.
Can we think of like anything that's really bad about the game? Like, I can't think of anything bad.
I mean, it's time
the cheaters.
I guess the cheaters. Yeah,
cheaters are bad. And continue to. I mean, it's been better. I feel like as of late, but they still exist.
Yeah,
and Activision for some reason can't get on top of it. Another thing that deserves mentioning is how toxic the Call of Duty community can be. Let's remember this is a game that unintentionally caters to 12 and 13-year-olds, and they think it's funny to go and write racist, hateful shit as their gamer tags. And for some reason, Activision can't figure out a way to handle that. So yeah, I mean, really, the things about the game that are bad stem around the community around it, and not the game itself, which is unfortunate.
And we are getting to a point where if it's February and there's still not like a full new map that's like a full-sized map, it's going to be like, really?
Yeah,
or like a significant change. Like
that's what I was gonna say, is that also there's got to be an update soon, a big one, because it's been 8 months on Verdansk, so it's time.
We'll see.
Hopefully it will be as good.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for too. A bit more colorful, add more color to it. No,
it's Black colors. Ops. You can make it the 80s.
That's shit. A lot of colors. A lot of drugs.
And then you can play that one song constantly, right, Kevin?
I don't remember how it goes anymore.
Yeah. All right. So I'll bring up this list here. we have
Oh, we
at
got a
number
list. I forgot
13.
about that.
Yeah. We haven't listed anything in a while because we haven't really played any battle royales, and there hasn't been anything that really struck our fancy. If you have something that you want us to play, though, we are more than willing to try some really terrible battle royales.
You got to buy it for us.
Maybe they're free to play. You never know, Kevin. At number 13, Cuisine Royale.
Woo.
At number 12, Ring of Elysium. At number 11, Battlefield 5 Firestorm. Ooh, there's the potential there. Like when Battlefield comes out next round.
Holiday 2021 is what they're saying.
Also, can I say something before you go on?
Yeah.
Can you believe Cuisine Royale is getting optimized for Series X?
No, I cannot believe that. It is absolutely shocking to me.
I think that should be high on the list. Just saying.
There are man hours that went into that.
For a game that runs that when it first was on console ran the worst that I've ever seen a third-person shooter run. It's incredible that it even is getting that, to be quite honest. And it has enough money, population base. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, to get optimized.
Maybe Phil Spencer just likes it.
Yeah, maybe.
Whatever
we'll have to friend him on Xbox and find out. We could talk to Phil, you know. We could
We're one step away. Yeah.
We are one step away.
I don't know, maybe 2 steps away now since maybe you haven't seen the other guy come on the podcast.
True. Major Nelson knows him, so
that's true.
I guess we're 2 steps away, hypothetically. All right, at number 10, Fallout 76 Nuclear Winter. Ooh. At number 9, Super Animal Royale. Ooh. I can't believe it's ranked that low. You know,
so low.
I know.
At number 8, PUBG. At number 7, Hyperscape. At number 6, Blackout. At number 5, Realm Royale. At number 4, Fall Guys. At number 3, Spellbreak. At number 2, Fortnite. And at number 1, Apex Legends.
I forgot Fall Guys.
This is a list, man. This is a list.
This is a list and a half.
Looking back on this and how much we've played some of these games, it's like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Hyperscape is way up there.
I know. Hyperscape needs to go further down the list, I feel like.
Yeah. Why is it up there?
Because we were so high on it, dude.
When we first played it, we were like, this is very polished and it sets out to be a very competitive game, and it was. It's so competitive that no one wants to play it anymore.
I think at the end of the year, we got to go back and rework it.
We have to play one. Okay, so first episode of January, we just play one of every
one match of each game. Yeah.
Again, I was gonna say we could just go back and talk about it again. We'd have to play it, but we can do that too.
No, we have to see where it's at. You know, we got to check in, and then we can re-rank them.
That's true.
Outside of Apex and just looking at that list as a whole and what's on it, what's y'all's what are some surprise ones that you think you've played?
What do you mean?
What are some on that list that you've played and are just I really enjoyed that more than I thought I was?
Fallout 1.
Realm Royale.
The Fallout one's pretty surprising. For me, Spellbreak.
That too. Yeah.
For me, looking at that list, it's damn, Spellbreak was awesome.
Where's Spellbreak on the list?
3.
Where's Hyperscape?
7.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I agree with that. It is
good. Looking at that list, it's man, I really enjoyed a lot of those games, but really shout out to Spellbreak because that was a dope one. We all know where Warzone's going, right?
We do know
number 1.
Number 2.
I do wish that we could go back into Spellbreak a few more times, but we are too busy with Warzone at number 1.
It is.
There's just nowhere else it can go.
No.
I know Kevin will say that Apex Legends is better, but he knows deep down inside.
Where's Apex?
Number 1. It's currently number 1.
Yeah.
So it'll be number 2.
Okay. 2 is fine.
Yeah.
2 is fine.
4 is really fun, so.
Yep. Warzone at number 1, Apex at number 2, Fortnite at number 3, Spellbreak at number 4, and Fall Guys at number 5. We don't have to go into the rest of the list. We all know it's filled with things that are mildly entertaining to absolute trash.
Over the last year, that top 5 is... at least we got that right. You could mix and match Fall Guys and Spellbreak, obviously, and I'm sure if Mike was in here, he'd have Fall Guys at number 1.
He has an addiction.
But yeah, I mean, if you just look at that top 5, those are 5 really, really great games that we played this year.
Yeah.
Man, I wish Realm Royale had better servers,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was actually pretty fun.
That one was fun. And Super Animal Royale was always entertaining, whether or not there was bots in the game, you know?
Yeah,
It should have been ranked higher. Washburn might be right.
it only has one. It only has one map though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe it should be higher. Maybe we
I
can
don't know.
rework it next time.
No, it would be really funny if we just tried to play one of each or like a couple of each, because obviously we would die immediately in some of these and not be able to find games in others. But if we just played one of each one night,
We got to get a win at least in each of them until we can move on to the next one.
oh my god, that would take us like 8 weeks probably. I mean, it might take us to an infinite amount of time with Ring of Elysium being on that list, Kevin.
That was tough. That's one's tough. That one is tough.
And Hyperscape.
Maybe that one I have more luck.
I don't know, man. At this point, like, who's playing that game? Not anyone that's bad, you know?
Yeah, you're probably right.
All right. Well, this week's a big week. I am so excited for this. You
Can't
know,
believe it, dude.
Biden is the president of the United States of America,
Fuck yeah, he is.
for starters.
What? When did that happen?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Crazy.
Tuesday, I'm getting an Xbox in the mail. Like, how
Mm.
crazy is that, dude?
Mm-hmm.
Friday, I'm playing Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
Black Ops,
Thursday,
Cold War.
Thursday for me and Wash, we get PS5s.
Thursday, you guys get PS5s.
Miles
Construction
Morales.
Miles Morales.
Dude.
Thwip. You know what I'm saying, Washburn? Thwip. You know, anyone could wear the mask.
So excited. I'm so
Enjoying
excited to
that.
play that and to go back to just 2018 Spider-Man and run it again.
Ooh,
The
yeah.
new Peter Parker face.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with Peter Parker's face, okay? He has a perfectly fine face, Kevin.
It's just different now.
No, I know. Yeah. PlayStation.
Yeah, it's like you never played it. What the fuck?
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, yeah, it's a big week. Supposedly all the guns are going to be added to Warzone on Friday, so I'm definitely gonna grind up some of the guns on Friday/Saturday, and then maybe hop into a few early Sunday just to see what's going on with that, see how that feels. And yeah, there's supposedly like a 33 gigabyte update, which could just be like pre-patching a bunch of stuff.
This
Because
game is gonna take up hard drives, dude. Like
yeah,
higher hard drives.
I feel so bad for people who have chosen the PlayStation 5 to be their console, because
where they play Wars. Where
and
they play
if they
Yeah.
play Warzone
yeah,
and then they can't use an external hard drive.
because that's about a third. That's about a third of your storage. Like, let's
Yes.
be real. Yeah, it's gonna be about a third of your storage.
We'll see. Hopefully they can
sucks.
optimize it and make it smaller. They have, in the devs' defense, they have made the game significantly smaller in the time that it has expanded.
Yeah, but hasn't it gotten bigger though? Like they made it really big, but it went back to small, but still bigger than before.
Yeah, because now there's Warzone in it still.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need to have. Yeah.
Now at least you only have to have Warzone installed,
Yeah,
hypothetically.
which is good.
I guess you still have to, if it's your only console, you probably want Cold War installed too, which is another
Yeah.
humongous game. So we'll see.
That's pretty
All
much
the
what we're
storage
talking about.
problems. Yeah, we're gonna talk about all that kind of stuff. Definitely gonna talk about Call of Duty, and I can't wait to see all the gun camos, all the new game modes, all the maps, which supposedly there are 8 of. I don't know if that includes the ones for like the dirty bomb modes and stuff, but we will see all on Friday. I am very excited. Until next time, Kevin.
Bombs out.